Our first guest tonight is a Grammy Award-winning multi-platinum musician. Her new single, Slow Clap, is available now, and she will be performing for us later tonight. Please welcome back to the show, Gwen Stefani. Hey!
Hey! Thanks for having me back.
Man, it is so lovely to see you again. So you were here in October last, and the very next day, you and Blake announced your engagement. We've since had Blake on. He told us that you were actually technically engaged when we last spoke, but we just didn't know it yet.
Yeah, we got engaged about a week before that, and Blake was like, let's not tell anyone. Let's just make it ours for a minute. And I was like, yeah, of course. I was dying to tell everybody, you know what I mean? And I knew I was going to be on your show, and I felt really guilty actually. But look, there it is, guys.
No, that's interesting you showed it to us, because Blake said that if we had been more eagle-eyed, we would have noticed, because he claims you were wearing the ring in this photo here, but because you have so much jewelry.
Oh, I'm dyslexic and I'm trying to see because it's backwards, but.
Well, I will say, the very fact that you have nails like that, who's going to notice a ring? It's a very nice work to taking our eyes away. But congratulations.
Well, we were really excited to share it, and it was fun to kind of hold on to the secret for a week, and then finally Blake was the one that was like, wait, when are you going to tell people? I'm like, you're the one that said not to tell anyone. So anyways, here we are. We're getting married.
It is very exciting. I think that it was probably wise to keep it to yourself for a week, because of course people are so excited for you that it has become very public. And one of the things the people are wondering who's going to be your wedding band. And now, again, when Blake was here, he said that Adam Levine owed it to you guys. But then he also said that he wouldn't want Adam to be the wedding band because he thinks his music is too boring. And Adam saw that.
I definitely would love to have Adam sing at our wedding. But the thing is that I feel like we're not going to have a wedding band. I feel like we're just going to go with a playlist.
I think
we're
that's
keeping
probably
it very simple, really simple.
It's a lot of pressure to put on someone to be a wedding band. Not just with the two of you, but I'm assuming the guest list as well will have a lot of musicians.
I think that the guest list will not have a lot of musicians. It's going to be like my mom and my dad, just literally going to be just family. And we are looking forward to that, though. It's going to be fun. We're going to make it really fun, but it's not going to be a big, it's not like the queen and king are getting married or something.
I want to congratulate you as well on the single. So Slow Clap, this was actually sort of came about, I guess it was born out of nostalgia and the fact that you have a son who is now in his mid-teens.
I wasn't planning to do new music at all. And during quarantine, I think after being locked down with the kids and just sort of just being in that simple kind of life really did inspire me to want to be creative again. And watching my son, who is turning 15 this month, happy birthday, Kingston, he basically was discovering music. He's in 8th grade. It's like that time of your life where you find music kind of defines who you are. And watching him do that made me think a lot about myself at that age, discovering ska and reggae music and thinking that we were finding something that was so different and weird. And we started No Doubt, So yeah, definitely thought about that, my roots when I was making this record and trying to figure out all the people that have been following me all these years, those people's, we've been exchanging love, and I just want to do something that I think they would like, something that's nostalgic and familiar, but new. So yeah, I was considering them.
I mean, it's amazing to think of, you obviously had this really specific style when we first started hearing you, and now you've had this career that spans over so many different genres. Was it exciting to return to sort of the first sound that I guess you guys fell in love with as a band?
It's one of those things where you get to a place where you're like, what kind of music would I make if I made music now? You know what I mean? And I started thinking a lot about just wanting to make a record that felt joyful and happy and upbeat. And that's the music that made me feel so good when I first discovered the music that kind of defined me. And I don't know. I think that definitely music can make you feel great, you know what I mean? And that whole nostalgic thing is so I don't know, important right now. I think this whole year, last year has been a time of like reflecting on yourself. And so I just thought I need to make a record. And everybody that I talked to that I was like collaborating with, when I started saying, oh, I want to make it like a reggae record, or like that kind of a vibe, they were like so into it. So I thought I was onto something. So it's not done yet. I'm still writing. That's what's so fun about these days. You can just like drop singles and be like, I just did this one last week, check it out, you know. And it's so different than it used to be, and I love that because it's so much more spontaneity, you know. Like, it's just a song I wrote last week, check it out, you know, if you want to. If not, don't.
It's really cool. You talk about this being a reflective year, and you know, one of the upsides of having a career that spanned as long as yours is there are all these different anniversaries that I think lead to reflection. It's the 25th anniversary of Don't Speak, which is incredible to think that it has been that long. Is it as equally sort of mind-jarring to you that it has been that long since that song came out?
Yes, it is, Seth. Very, very crazy. I'm not like a big anniversary person. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody comes to me and they're like, you got to post like it's 25 years of this. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't really like live my life looking for the next like birthday or celebration. But when people did start posting about Tragic Kingdom being 25 years, it really was like, I got quite emotional that week. And the whole Don't Speak thing is that song, I owe my whole life to that song. Me and my brother wrote that song together. And it's just crazy that a song about heartache, that we actually rewrote a song that he wrote and we made it into that song. So that song had like another life before this life, and it took us around the world. I mean, it gave me this entire career, and it transcended cultural and language barriers, and it was just an incredible thing to have one song that was about heartache be able to like create this entire like future for me. So very grateful and very trippy to think that it's been that long.
Well, we're all very lucky to be living in this future with you, and it is always such a delight to see you. And we can't wait to hear the song later in the show.
Yay, thanks for having me. Take care.
You're welcome, and congratulations again to you and Blake. Gwen's single, Slow Clap, is out now, and she'll be performing it later on tonight's show.